Yo, what's happening, man? It's your boy Giovanni McFly.
Your boy Showtime.
And this is the Fly Show. Well, look, bro, we back, man. We at episode 5. They ain't canceled us yet, so we still here.
Yes, sir.
What I like to hear, man. So, we got a few things we're gonna go over today with the people, man. I'm excited to go over. We talk about it a lot, generational wealth and the impact that it has. But today we're gonna talk about how to build your credit. The things you need to work on, look into, things of that nature, just to get you to the next level, to get you to, an excellent score, even if it's not a perfect score, at least get you to an excellent level so you can go out there and have some of the finer things in life and pass that on to the next generation. And, each one of us help teach the next one. So we'll get into that today. We're going to talk about the entertainment industry. That's kind of what we do. Y'all been giving us good feedback, so we appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody that's been following and subscribing to the page.
Just
man.
Leave them comments.
Yes, sir. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, before we get into all of that, though, we're going to touch on the entertainment side of it before we get into the credit, man. So, bro, where you want to start in today?
Man, let's get into this Foxy situation.
Foxy
and
Brown.
the Keith D. From what the streets are saying, she's going to be, I guess she's getting a subpoena for the grand jury. So I guess she could be brought into the trial. And, she was there. She was there, in that time period. I don't know if she was there at the scene.
Yeah.
But from what I'm hearing, she basically, I guess, what's the name of that record company that Clive Davis had? Arista?
Arista Records.
Something like that.
Yep.
So I guess they, apparently they got a rental car in the company's name, and then, they got a little paper trail, and I guess she was there, and she's seen some things, and I guess she's supposed to testify.
Yeah, so from just looking into it, man, I don't really. It's big news because they saying she's gonna be part of the trial and be a witness in the trial as far as that goes. But from my understanding, she wasn't actually there when it happened. She was out there with Eric Von Zip. He was tied to a lot of things that was going on at the time. You know what I'm saying? Big stepper as far as the New York scene went. They both from New York, so. And he was more like, the muscle. Like at that time, I think she was actually with Corrupt. So I think her and Corrupt was actually together relationship wise, but because they was both from New York, they was out there in the area. And Eric was actually tight with Mike Tyson. Yes. Because it was they was out there in that area or whatever at the Tyson fight and all of that. Apparently, what happened was that, and this is just from reports and stuff that I've looked at, that people that was close to the situation. Keefy D came to the vehicle. Foxy was in the vehicle at the time with Eric, and he had asked her to step out of the vehicle. When she got out of the vehicle, then Keefy D got in the vehicle, and that's when the exchange of the weapon took place.
Right.
So she can testify that Keefy D was in the vicinity. He was there at the time. I don't think she can really speak to whether or not he got the weapon. But after that, apparently what happened was that they went their way. Keefy D and his crew went the opposite way, and the opposite way was apparently where Pac was.
If I'm not mistaken, I feel like I heard something that really Foxy's testimony will actually help Keefy D's defense, because I guess she can prove that he wasn't at the crime scene at that time.
Yeah, so that's the only thing is that they got to look at the timestamps and see if when they met up. Was that at the time that the shooting took place? Was it after? What I think that's gonna be the biggest thing.
And I feel like we all know. I mean, just my senses period, and just what I gathered. I never thought Keefy D did it ever.
Yeah,
I feel like, especially when he started doing the books and the interviews, I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I feel
just you being in the car, it was stupid to say the stuff that you were saying.
Yeah, I feel the same way, but at the same time, with some of the information, they saying that Eric was the one that handed the gun off to Keefy D. It's also a story out there that he was walking around with $1 million check after that.
Oh yeah, and Keefy D didn't get it.
Right. So, what I'm saying? That's another thing that might save Keefy D today is that he never got paid for nothing.
And the hand that he seen was like a skinnier, light skinned hand.
Yeah. So
which matches what it was like his cousin or something.
Yeah. So I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying. Hopefully for everybody involved, you know what I'm saying. Like the situation come out, you know, the way that it should, whichever way that is. Because at the end of the day, there was a life. You know what I'm saying. It was a life loss.
Man.
Other people been impacted by that. Eric's no longer around. He ended up dying after this years later from cancer, so he's not around to tell his side of the story. So it's still a lot of things going on, man. But yeah, the Foxy Brown situation is crazy, man. Shouts out to Foxy, because by all reports, Foxy, that young lady went through a lot as a, you know what I'm saying, a younger woman.
Child.
Yeah, it's like 15, 16 years old. She was going through a lot of things in this industry, so yeah, man, shout out to her, and many blessings to Foxy as well. As you know, she's grown now to be a 46-year-old mature woman, but at the time a lot of this stuff was going on, she was a baby still. So, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Foxy Brown.
And definitely, I'm looking forward for Pac's family to get justice as long overdue. But man, I gotta, I love to get off topic. You think Pac's really dead? I'm dead serious.
I don't know. I will say that one of the issues I always had with the situation with Pac was that when Pac's murder occurred, it wasn't celebratory. Like Pac fans talked about Pac. Pac's fans was like kept Pac's name alive, but you didn't see the same response in the funeral and all of that you did with Big. You know what I'm saying? Like I never seen that, so I don't know, but it's hard to have a man on trial for murder without a murder. So
I heard, and I'm starting to believe it. 2027, he coming back.
I don't know.
Okay, so like this dude, and I forget his name. I've been seeing him for years. He got the dreads. He looked just like Pac.
Yeah,
right?
I seen some video and stuff.
So, but I seen a recent one when they zoomed in on like these not birthmarks. Like a freckle.
Yeah.
What's it called? Beauty mark?
Yeah, it's like they call it a beauty mark.
Yeah.
Like a mole.
He's got like 2 or 3 different ones in the same spot. The teeth, I don't know, bro. And they be having clones and,
Yeah,
So it's like, I don't know. I used to think that he was really dead. I'm starting to question it, bro.
You gotta question everything nowadays. You know what I mean?
You can't believe what you see.
You gotta question it all nowadays.
Not especially if it's behind the camera.
Yeah. Speaking of questioning everything, bro, I know you wanted to touch on some of these storms and stuff that's been going on, man. We got a new storm that's,
Category
Cat 5. Yeah, so I know you want to talk about that, but speaking of, you can't really, believe much of anything. It's pretty crazy.
It is. Man, Category 5, bro. It's like the worst you can get, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It went from a tropical storm to a Cat 5 in like a day.
How? Okay, so we just had one that hit. I think it hit Florida, and then it hit North Carolina,
Georgia,
South Carolina.
Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina.
And the only reason why I was really aware of it, my mom, she went up to North Carolina. Yeah, North Carolina to visit my auntie, and when she went to get home, she couldn't get home because like the highways was like
washed away.
Yeah,
East Tennessee. Yeah.
So this is gonna be way worse than that.
Has the potential to be. Yeah, it has the potential to be. So Hurricane Helena, which was that hurricane that hit, they're talking about retiring the names of Helena and this Hurricane Milton. They won't use these names anymore because of how devastating they are. Like they won't use them for any other hurricanes. But what's crazy with this actual storm, Hurricane Milton, is that a lot of times when you have these hurricanes coming into the Florida or the southeast area, they're traveling northwest through Florida. This is actually traveling south or northeast from the opposite direction, right? So it's actually coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. It's coming out of the Gulf of Mexico going toward Florida.
Okay.
Right? Gotcha. So the crazy thing about that, the movement of the hurricane is actually opposite of the movement of the water in that area, which is why it went from tropical storm to a Cat 5 so quickly.
I mean, the waves gonna be super
So
high.
not only that, if you look at Clearwater, Florida, it's called Clearwater because of the rotation of the water in that area, right? So this storm is going the opposite way, and because of global warming and the temperature of the water in the Gulf of Mexico right now also strengthened the storm. So all of these different things happened, which basically made it what they call a perfect storm. But this is damn near unheard of, bro.
Man, it's scary. I got people in Florida, and you know, shouts out to everybody in Florida, and we praying for y'all. Man, it's a scary situation because a lot of people that's so used to the hurricanes, they're not evacuating.
No.
And they said that like 95 is bumper to bumper. It's like 5 miles an hour because everybody's trying to get up out of there.
People trying to leave, and I mean, because so for instance in Georgia, you know, my wife's family from Georgia, so her grandparents still live there. Her mom still living in South Carolina, like right across the state lines. But they were without power for like her grandparents and her family in Georgia was without power for like a week. Well, they just restored power like in the past several days. So now you're looking at another storm coming. Some of these people are just now getting back to look at the damages and things of that nature. You know, I seen a story the other day where this young lady had to go to work, and she was traveling to work. I don't want to call out the restaurant name or nothing like that, but she was traveling. She had to travel because the restaurant that she worked at was actually like giving away food to the community, right? So she was traveling to work, which was normally like a 30 to 35 minute commute. It took her 2 hours to get there. So like, bro, as you know, like my wife's family from Georgia, so they just went through this storm and was without power for like a week. And now you got another storm coming right behind it. And one of the paths is actually saying it may go through that same route and go back through Augusta, Georgia. So, you know, praying for those folks down there. But I seen a story where this lady, she was traveling, she had to go to work, and the restaurant she worked at was giving out food and stuff, you know what I'm saying, to the community, trying to help the community out. But her route took her, because of the back roads and everything, normal 35-minute trip took her like a couple hours. Man, she said like on that route she seen livestock that was dead, like a couple people that were dead. Like she had to, like she didn't have service out there, so when she got to her destination she had to call, let the emergency services know where they were, and they were like, man, you know, it's gonna take us a while to get out there, you know what I mean, because everything is going on. But yeah, bro, it's just like for those people in that region to have to go through Hurricane Helena and then right after that Hurricane Milton coming in a Cat 5. Man, it's just many prayers out to the whole Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, that whole area, man. Anybody that's in that area, has family in that area, man, prayers to everybody involved in the situation.
Yeah, it's scary how my auntie stays down there and she's just hard-headed. She's not trying to evacuate, you know. My uncle, he's down there and he's not evacuating, but he's going to a safer house.
Yeah.
And I got some cousins down there, and I got friends, and yeah, it's scary. Some of them left my cousins in the shelter, just gonna try to ride it out. But man,
and a lot of people do, because they get so many hurricanes that a lot of times they overhype them and say they're gonna be something, and they turn out to be nothing. So I get it, but man, just whatever the situation, y'all just be safe. You know, like I said, and blessings to everybody involved, and then hopefully everybody comes out of the situation safe. I know it's a couple other things you want to touch on, bro, before we, you know, bore these people with this credit stuff. So I'm gonna let you speak on that, and then I'm gonna, like, I took notes because this is it's important to me as far as the credit thing goes. I know we've talked about it in the past, but just part of what we want to do, man, we want to build up the community, man, put everybody in a better situation as much as possible. So, like I said, we talked about the Foxy situation and the storms and things like that, bro. But what else you want to touch on before we get into the credit and things like that?
Well, I forgot what the fuck we were supposed to be talking.
I mean, I know you want to. I know some more excerpts out of the book that you want to get to. I know that's one of the main things for you. You love this book, so the Kim Porter.
And there was something else too. I have to look at my text messages, man. I usually write my shit down. I mean, I'm gonna have to cut that shit out. Cut. I'm glad I'm a director.
Oh shit. That's crazy.
All right. So what we ended it when we was talking about that we said on.
No, it was after that, bro. It was after that, dog.
Tupac will. They ain't talk about Pac losing his testicle yet, right? Okay, we ain't talking about Tupac at all, right?
Nope.
I think we stopped at chapter 3. I think we start here.
What they say is chapter 3.
Gene
Deal.
Deal.
I'll be sure and shit.
That was when Gene.
Yeah. After the I'll be sure shit, and Gene was lying to her and shit.
Yeah, and that's when we ended it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, yeah. Go ahead and end it, and segue me into the book.
Go ahead and with.
The ending of the hurricane. Just give me a segue.
And then go straight to the book. What was the other thing we had? I thought it was something else you said you want to talk about.
It probably is. I gotta look at my text messages when we ain't got our phones.
Storms, Foxy Brown.
Shanon Sharp.
Yo. So you want to talk about that first?
Yeah.
Alright. You ready?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just for that situation with the storms and everything, man, it's just like many prayers going out to those people that involved in it to have to go through one storm and then another storm right behind it. It's a tragic situation, so praying for everybody involved in that situation, man.
Hey, bro. So, we gotta bring up Unc, man.
Shay.
Yes, sir. So I'm a big fan. I got nothing but love, respect, and admiration for Shanon Sharp. But I want to talk about this thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So Shanon Sharp was apparently on live, and he didn't know he was on IG Live.
Mm-hmm.
It was knocking boots. And the audio was out, and everybody. Did you hear the audio?
Nope. I heard about it when it happened, but I ain't. Nah,
I need to pull that on up.
No, we good. we all right. We don't need it.
So in the comments,
it's out there. If y'all want to go look at it.
Yeah. So I'm looking. I looked at the audio, and I didn't see it when it happened. I went, heard about it, and looked at it, and the comments, bro, killed me. I was cracking up. So just to give you a rundown. Like you know what I'm saying? You can hear her moaning, he get the growling, he running out of breath. It was, he human. He a man just like everybody else. Everybody's got something to say, but come on. So the thing I want to talk about is the two sides of what everybody's saying.
Mm-hmm.
The one side is.
So before you get into it, I want to say what I need to say about this situation first, right? Cause I'm on and again, listen, man, Shanon, for what he did in his career, as far as an athlete, mad respect for what him and his brother, from what they came from, him and Sterling, from what they came from, to be to where they are as far as the story goes, mad respect for that. What he's done in regards to the entertainment business and commentary and things of that nature, the podcast, all of it, right? Like, phenomenal. I think, from my standpoint, as soon as it happened, I felt like it was staged. I felt like there's been a lot of pushback. There's been a lot of people saying things about Shanon's sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel as though that wasn't something that happened accidentally. Like, I listened to what he said after the fact. His publicist came out and tried to spin it to where somebody hacked his account. He came back and stood on it as a man, and I respect it, to say that's not what happened. It was me. I did it. But I feel like, bro, you don't just take your phone and throw your phone down and it end up on live. Like, that's not how that works.
And see, that was my point of it. Like, okay, so this morning I purposely went on my phone. So first you gotta unlock your phone. First thing. Then you have to you got all these apps. Then you gotta find Instagram and hit Instagram. Then you gotta find the live. And then you have to engage in the live. You can't just, I might call somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, I can call somebody with no problem. I can take a picture with no problem.
A lot of things gotta line up perfectly.
3, 4, 5 different things gotta happen.
You to be on IG Live.
Right. And one of the comments that struck me wrong, I ain't gonna say it struck me wrong, but it was just like my antennas went up immediately. Cause you know he do a lot of work with Chad Ocho Cinco.
Mm-hmm.
So after that whole situation, Chad made the comment, "You ain't gay today, huh?"
No, actually, Cat Williams made that.
When?
Cat called him.
Yeah, but I think Chad said this shit right after. I heard the Cat Williams joint was like when he called him was like, "Hey," cause Cat gonna tell like it is. But
and they all kept saying, well, at least it was Michelle, not a Michael.
That's what I'm saying. Like I just feel like it was staged, bro. I feel like with all the pushback and everybody saying stuff about his sexuality, I just feel like that was trying to clear those things up.
Right, but even if you was having sex with a woman, that doesn't mean that you don't. You know what I'm saying? That's not
doesn't mean anything.
But apparently, I guess he's losing sponsorships, and I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he was saying.
He probably gets some sponsorships from some condom companies or something. I'm just saying.
He was promoting his his male enhancement.
Yeah, man.
It definitely helped that out.
So I feel like it was all playing, man.
Yeah, I feel like I see both sides. It's just that's the only thing I can't get past is how you accidentally.
You didn't accidentally,
and then not know it because and your phone's and the phone you can see the ceiling or whatever, so you can see the screen. If it was face down,
maybe. That's I set my phone down.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't throw it like he said he did. I just set it there, and I wanted y'all to hear this. I didn't want y'all to see it, but I want y'all to hear it. Man, come on, you gotta do better than that, Shay. But hey, brother, what is to each his own, man.
Hey, but he'll bounce back from that. That's not, nothing major,
Like he said, he's a healthy male.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird too, because he also said that you was taking enhancements.
Mm-hmm.
It's a healthy male and taking.
Did you see the nightcap with Cam Newton, Snoop, and then Lavelle Crawford got on another nightcap.
Nah, I didn't see that.
But that was all arranged.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it was all planned. Like it wasn't. I don't know. I'm not buying this whole. I accidentally got on live and sorry about that. It shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard one for me to run with.
Nah, bro, that ain't what happened, Shay. But you know what I'm saying? Like whatever.
Hey, we love you no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what. So
yeah, be you though. You know what I'm saying? Like we keep saying that, but unapologetically, man, be who you are. Whatever you want to do, whatever your sexuality is, whoever you want to be with, do that. You ain't got to prove nothing about it. Like live how you want to live.
Yes, sir. So man, continuing from last week, I'm gonna get back into this Kim Porter book. For those who are just now tuning in, Kim Porter is P. Diddy's baby mother, and she went through a lot of tragic things, and she put a memoir, and really it's supposed to be from her diary. Now everything that we're about to read is allegedly. You can go get her book.
Everything that he's about to read
is alleged. So we're not saying this is facts, fiction. We don't know. We're just saying this is what she wrote, and we're gonna read it so you can
It's
hear.
3 sides to every story. It's he, it's hers, and there's the truth. So we don't. This is apparently her version of it.
This is hers. This is chapter 5. It's called Sean Neals.
It's called what?
Sean Neals. I'm scared to read this one. I'm scared to read all of them.
Get my drink ready.
Yeah, pour me one too.
Get my drink ready. It's crazy.
Okay. The year passed, and thankfully we didn't have many bad arguments. Although Sean was strangely getting into voodoo. He put curses on people, and I wasn't sure how to respond to that craziness. My problem as a single mother was I wanted to be married. He always had excuses and delays when it came to committing to marriage. His label was blowing up. Biggie dropped, and it was just about over. He also signed Mary J. Blige out of the chorus And of course, when I found out he slept with her, we fought. He claimed it was a mistake and my stupid ass took him back. Again, Sean asked me for a threesome with her. At first I was mad.
Hey, bro. I think we already went over.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, I think this is where we ended it with him sleeping with Mary and then Al and they had the whole family reunion.
Cut.
Yeah.
Take 137.
We good.
This was called Pop.
Yeah, let's do that. That sound more like what we need to be talking about.
Chapter 6, Pop. Biggie took over East Coast hip hop and Sean was the brilliant mind that orchestrated it. He hired people to teach Chris how to flow and how to write his lyrics.
For anybody who don't know, that's Chris
Wallace.
Christopher Wallace, Biggie. That's crazy. That sounds crazy, but
yeah. He hired people to teach Chris how to flow and write lyrics.
I never heard that before. That's new. That's breaking news.
Yeah, that's breaking news to me too. He hired the best producers to do the beats, although he took credit for them. And the music was unstoppable. At this point, Sean was sleeping with all the power players. And everyone that wanted to do music, wanted to be a bad boy, Sean wheeled and dealed in a way that would have been unthinkable to many. He slept with the guys that really controlled the music to stay on top. A lot of the names average people had never heard of. These are the guys that make the decisions on who was winning and who was not. He hosted parties that were just a fancy name for orgies, and everyone wanted in. When I met Tupac, Sean and I had an open relationship, and yes, I slept with Pac. Shit, he was sexy. Sean didn't mind. Well, not until he tried to get Pac to join both of us. Pac was not good with that. This is where the relationship between them was strained. Tupac wasn't going to accept Sean's advances. Pac wasn't gay, and he was pissed about the advances. We were all in Sean's house. I was drinking, they were smoking, and everyone was just relaxing. Sean came in on what I am sure he would call a smooth approach. My baby is bad, isn't she? Pac threw a sly smile and said, hell yeah. I felt myself blush. Sean was now in full swing. You think you can hit it better than me? I couldn't believe he disrespected me in that way. I was not playing with my response. Sean, what the fuck? Pac came to my defense. Damn, bro, you ain't got to do the sister that way. Tupac appeared upset behind Sean's words, but Sean went in for the kill, regardless. I think my dick's bigger than yours. Oh my God. I think my dick's bigger than yours. I bet I can make her come faster than you. What's up? Pac was appalled. What the fuck are you talking about? N-word. I'm gonna just point at you. You say it.
Nah, we just go and take off. Man.
No.
Just go and keep reading. Man. This is crazy.
Man. I think I can make her come faster than you. What's up? Pac was appalled. He said, what the F are you talking about? I ain't trying to run no fucking train. Sean continued. What you scared of? Let's see who fucks better. Let her be the judge. Yes, at this point, we have been inviting others into our bed for a while, but I am not used to and will not stand for disrespect. I wasn't the only one upset. Pac shouted. N-word, you are talking about pulling your fucking dick out? Sean was undaunted. What, you scared? Tupac simply left. I would too. Things were contentious since then.
Oh my goodness.
It's getting crazy, ain't it?
It's been crazy.
Man.
It started crazy.
Things were contentious since then. The two could not be in the same room. Pac avoided me as much as he did Sean. When they did bump into each other, the tension was palpable. It felt like blows could be thrown at any moment. Months passed, only the tension between them. It was uncomfortable, but nothing life or death. Then one day, while we were in the studio, it happened. I walked into Sean's office, and he was having, in quotations, says, the conversation. Sean sat across from Jimmy Henchman. Pac don't leave that fucking studio alive. I don't think I was supposed to hear it. I continued as if I didn't. Hey Sean, good morning Jimmy. They didn't seem to think that I heard anything. I'm ordering breakfast, smiling. Sean replied first. Let me get eggs sunny side up with grits and an orange juice. I could see that he was hungover. Good, I don't want him knowing I know anything. If he just put a hit out on Pac, knowing something could be dangerous, Jimmy apparently is not hungry. Said nothing for me. As he stood to exit the room, he said to Sean, let's make that happen. Then he nodded to me and said, Kim, always a pleasure. With a wink to me and a nod to Sean, he turned and walked out. Jimmy was part of our intimate circle. I went on as if nothing happened. I'll make the call now. I smiled and left. I was hoping I wasn't white as a sheet. I wasn't in the studio the night Pac survived being shot, thank God. From what I understand, Sean and Chris saw Pac at the studio after he'd been shot and did nothing. The way God works, after being shot, Pac made it to the elevator and tried to escape, but it stopped on Sean and Chris's floor that they were on. When the doors opened, they saw him lying on the elevator floor, riddled with bullets. The fact that they didn't call an ambulance, although they saw Pac lying there swimming in a pool of his own blood, would be all the evidence Pac ever needed. He, of course, assumed that they placed a hit. Tupac is a soldier. This is not something that will go unanswered. Tupac didn't do well. He lost a testicle, but he survived. It was orchestrated by Sean Puffy Combs, was the orchestrator.
Man, that's crazy. Like, so just listening to that and trying to wrap my head around that situation, essentially, it's like you put a hit out on this man because he didn't want to sleep with you.
Yep.
That is crazy, bro. Like, it's some of this stuff is like, that's insane, man.
That is, because I guess, All right, chapter 7. It's called Threats. At this point, I knew I had to get away from him, but I was scared. Is he going to take my life if I try to escape? On February evening, I thought I found my opportunity at dinner after an event. We were at a ritzy restaurant in a private booth. It was an exclusive setup. We were alone, but we were in public. Perfect. Sean was on the phone talking to an unknown listener as he sat down. His words on that call will be etched into my mind forever. We're going to release Who Shot You now. He waited for a response, then went on to say, of course they're going to think Big was talking about Pac. That's the whole fucking point. Nobody would give a fuck about a diss track against LL fucking Cool J. Do you think how much money we'll make with this kind of rap beef? N-words battling after someone really got shot. This may not be the best time for this conversation. Sean was finishing up. We'll drop that shit tomorrow. He listened into the phone, then responded, there's gonna be blood in the street. N-words, Miss Pac alive. Let's capitalize on that. When he responds, it's just gonna mean more money. He turned around and looked at me, spoke back into the phone, I'll call you back, then hung up and spoke to me, what's wrong? I tried my best to give a fake smile at what I heard. After all, me and Pac were intimate. I responded, nothing. Sean wasn't fooled. Are you sure? His demeanor was threatening. I responded as cool as I could muster to his intimidating stare. Yeah, of course. He took my hand saying, that's wonderful. He began to squeeze my hand until it hurt as he continued. Because seeing you walk in the office while we were talking about killing that motherfucker and you not saying shit to me had me just a little concerned. His grip started to hurt badly. You're hurting me, as he continued and squeezed tighter. Your pretending you didn't hear anything was a sign of your loyalty to me. Not something I should be concerned with, right? I had no choice but to give him the answer he wanted. I knew I was trapped when I responded. Of course I'm loyal to you. He let me go as he responded, good. And remember, I'm the big dick. I snatched my hand back in pain. He smiled and said, "Now let's start off with a good time." He snapped his fingers and his favorite wine was poured for him. They knew what Sean wanted, and what he wanted he got. I'm trapped. Now isn't the time for me to launch my escape plan. I have to be strategic. It's going to be hard to leave the glamour, glitz, and the lifestyle. I mean, this man just snapped his fingers at one of the most exclusive restaurants in New York City, and they poured him a drink of his choice. The bottle of wine is $800, and this is 1994. The list is to get in this place is 6 months long if you are somebody. Mayor Giuliani has a table here tonight. Also, if I got up and walked out, I would be safe. But what about tomorrow? I had to think. He sipped his wine and smiled. You're not drinking? He pointed at my glass. Of course, a waiter filled it. They knew what I liked as well. Sean had a bad temper. He yelled sometimes. And okay, he's roughed me up once or twice, but he's never punched me. He's never bruised me, and he never hit Quincy. I would never have stood for that. He never laid a hand on my son. At the time, I never thought of him touching Quincy in any way. Then the significance of what he said hit me. Is he mad at Tupac over me? I'm the big dick? Oh my God. The last time he put his hands on me, it was because I enjoyed Jamie Foxx too much. Shit, he enjoyed Jamie too. Damn! He gets so insanely jealous, it's not fair. Oh shit. He enjoyed Jamie too. He gets insanely jealous, it's not fair. He wants to bring other men into the bedroom, but gets jealous when he does. Damn. You're quiet tonight, he said, snapping me back into the present. I asked the question that was burning in my mind since I walked into that office. What does Chris think of this? He looked at me coolly and said, his fat ass better just keep doing music. A third guest was escorted over by security. Sean mentioned to him. A waiter walked over to Sean Carter and asked, would you like something? Carter responded, no thank you, and then said hello to me with a smile. Smiling, I replied, hey Carter, and took a sip of my drink. The Seans may share a bed together from time to time, but thankfully I never asked to join. Carter went on to speak to Sean. I thought we were meeting in private. Sean replied with a nonchalant shrug. I had to discuss something with her. It's fine, go ahead. He wielded this kind of power. Carter shifted uncomfortably in his chair before continuing. It's true. Chris and Pac were about to start their own label. Sean slammed his fist against the table, shouting, doesn't anyone have any fucking loyalty, Carter? Well, that's not what's happening right now. Sean peered at Carter with distrust. What the fuck are you so eager to share this with me for? Chris is your man. Fuck, he brought you on, and you're stabbing him in the back. Carter responded with indignity. First, I'm tired of being that N-word son. I need to come out from under his damn shadow. Sean smiled slightly. Okay, I respect that. Carter kept going. On top of that, this N-word is making that move. And it should have been with me. Sean looked at Carter blankly. Pac put Chris on. You know this. What's this really about, Carter? Don't fucking try to play me. The Jay-Z of today wasn't born yet. This was Sean Carter that was in over his head, concerned that he had to spill it out. I want his spot. Ambition. Now, this is a man I could work with. Sean made a grandiose gesture toward Carter. Waiter, get this motherfucker whatever he wants. Carter smiled. Thank you. Sean responded, honesty and ambition. We're gonna make a lot of bread together. Carter ordered a drink and he stated again, Guess he won't be leaving with that N-word to do their own label. Sean responded with a normal air of arrogance. Why don't you let me worry about that? I took this as my cue to escape. I told Sean, I'm going to go ahead and get back to Quincy. Sean was wrapped up in a conversation with Carter and barely noticed as he excused me. Have the limo drop you off. We didn't eat. He didn't care. I smiled and kissed him on the cheek and left. Well, what did I just read, man? There's so much.
A whole lot of fuckery.
There's so much.
A whole lot of fuckery is what you just read, bro. Like,
so, according to her, Puff and Jay-Z be banging it out.
well, that ain't what it said. She said that
They shared a bed from time to time.
They shared a bed, so it could have been that they was sleeping with women. But the way that she keep talking about Puff is like he sleeping with men when they're in the room. But I don't know. But she did say that he slept with Jamie Foxx.
Yep.
She
See, that goes to show you gotta, a lot of people, including us, like we grew up on a lot of people's music, and whether you realize it or not, you idolize a lot of people because you're repeating every word they're saying. You're keeping up with what they're doing, the fashion or whatever. And it just goes to show you gotta be careful who you look up to or think is this and think is that, because it is.
Yeah, I mean, we all look to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Especially when you're young.
yeah, like. We all look to something or somebody, and sometimes it's just for guidance or inspiration or motivation, whatever it might be. So I don't want to deter nobody from like looking at certain people in a certain light. You still got to have your core values though.
Right.
So to look at some of these people as inspiration or whatever, I don't think that should change. Just understand who you are at your core, and don't change that for anybody.
Right.
I think that's really the lesson in it all, is that, we all gotta take a path, and we all gotta learn from somebody. Just be careful what you're learning and what you're doing with the information that you gather.
And just know when you get in these circles, this is what's going on in these circles. So a lot of people, they spend their whole life trying to get in these circles, and a lot of them don't know what they're getting into. So
that's real. Yeah, you don't know what come from that. So it's rough, man. Just hearing some of the things and then too, I think the other lesson of this is too, like, be real careful who you surround yourself with, man, because everybody that's around you ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think as we've grown older, we surrounded ourselves with more like-minded people, and we move in a way that, everybody on their square, everybody got their own thing going. So you're not constantly having to try to pull people up, or, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing against trying to help folks or look out for people, you know what I'm saying? That's part of what we do. But at the same time, I done been in situations where I've done for people that I can't get $5 from today, that I done fed, that I done housed, I done clothed, I done did a lot of things for people that I can look at them and they wouldn't do any of that for me. You know what I mean? And I've met people since that, after one or two conversations, they writing checks and they supporting things that I got going on and different things like that. So you gotta be real careful who you surround yourself with, who you around, and that understand that, pray is spelled two different ways. So everybody that's praying ain't praying. You know what I mean? Like, some people praying for you, some people are praying against you. You know what I'm saying? And they trying to get in your spot. So I think that's mostly what I took out of that situation. All the other stuff, like, it's gonna keep coming out. More stories gonna come out. But I think more than anything, when you got people that put people in certain situations to be successful and move on in life and do great things, and the whole time they trying to replace you because what you did for them ain't enough. And that's kind of for me, that's the moral of that whole story.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I had to learn that the hard way. Like, running with people I was running with. Somebody got in trouble, I'm gonna bond them out. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. If they did get locked up, I'm gonna make sure they family straight. And When I got locked up, I couldn't get a honey bun on my commissary, which
yeah.
I don't look for no man to do nothing for me, but it just shows you.
It's the principle.
It just shows you when everything was going good, you there every day. You know what I'm saying? So
I can count, you know what I'm saying, on a finger, not even a hand, like a finger or two, the folks that showed up when I need to be bonded out, or you know what I'm saying, when I got shot, that was at the hospital with me. You know what I'm saying, like going through these situations, like you gotta take inventory of this kind of stuff and understand it, like we said before, like when people show you who they are, believe them. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep giving chance after chance after chance, because now it's your fault. After they showed you who they were, believe that's who they are. Now, if you decide to keep that person around, just understand who they are and what you can and can't share with those people. But it's your fault if somebody do you something wrong and you allow them to do it again and again. You did that. You teach people how to treat you.
Yeah, and the whole purpose of us being here is to evolve. So you can't evolve if you're constantly trying to pull everybody else up. While you pulling everybody else up, you staying in the same spot.
Yep.
So you got to start surrounded by people who can help you come up. If you're the smartest man in the room, you in the wrong room.
That's
like
it.
you got to have people that can pour into you, so you can put yourself in a position to be able to help these people. Now once you get to that level, then you can start reaching hands down there. But it's just like the airplane thing. You got to be able to put your mask on so you can help everybody else put their mask on.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Even when it's a baby, you put your mask on first so you can help others. But at the same time, I can't continue at every level to keep reaching down. Like I've shown you along the way, you know what I'm saying, how to fish. Sooner or later, you got to grab your own fishing pole. I can't keep doing this for you. So, you know, it's a lesson in everything that we trying to, you know what I'm saying, to put out there, and the information that we give you. It's entertainment. We gonna laugh and joke about some things, but at the same time, like there's lessons in all of it. And we trying to see everybody grow and get to the next stage and the next level of their life. You know what I'm saying, and be profitable and be able to pass that along to others around them and to the next generation. So
yeah. Somebody else's mistake is a lesson for them and for everybody else. So
yes, sir. You can learn from anything, good or bad.
All right, man. Let's dip into this credit, man.
Yeah. So along those same lines, man. Like we said, we trying to make sure that we put things out there, you know, put positive energy out there, but also just get some information out to folks to make sure that they kind of understand what's available to them. Growing up, people didn't talk to us about credit. Some people, if they did, it was in a negative light, like don't go get credit cards, don't do this, don't do that, whatever. But it wasn't really a coaching moment or a teaching thing. Right. It was just like,
out of fear.
You tell me everything not to do, tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what this is about more than anything. And I'm gonna run through it rather quickly. Like I said, I got a bunch of notes about different things that I personally have done, things that I've taught other people to do. But if y'all got questions about what we doing, what we talking about in this segment, just comment, just reach out to us. You know what I'm saying? If you want more information on it, you want us to do another segment on it, whatever. More than willing to do that, just to make sure everybody get to where they need to be. You know what I'm saying? And get those credit scores up over 800, 850, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're trying to get to. So that way you can have, you know what I'm saying, your own property. You can go out and buy land. You can then go into business credit and things like this. What I'm talking about today is just personal credit. Things that's gonna get you to the point to where you can go buy you a home or cars or whatever you're trying to do as far as that go. So the first thing you want to do is understand where you are. You know what I'm saying? Understand your credit, where you are, what you owe. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes things get out of control. We don't even realize that we owe certain people certain money. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing you want to do, and it's everything I'm going to tell you for the most part is going to be free for you to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to spend a bunch of money doing this. But the first thing you want to do is like look at your credit report and get an understanding of what's on your report, right? That's going to tell you who you owe, how much you owe, how long you owed it, all of those things, right? And you can go to annualcreditreport.com. It's free. It's a free resource. You can go on there and it'll give you your report. It will not give you a credit score, but it will give you a report of everything that's actually on your credit at this point in time, right? I will say that, and I don't want to give people some of this stuff some of these people gonna already know, but I don't want to skip past people that don't know certain things. So there's 3 primary credit bureaus, right? So you got Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So those are gonna be the main 3 that report your credit score. So for me, the biggest thing and one of the better companies to use is Experian out of those three. And the reason for that, it's a good resource to help you build your credit because you can actually go on there and report bills that you pay, right, and get credit for those.
Oh, wow.
Like a lot of places won't do that. So they got a thing called Experian Boost when you sign up for Experian, and it doesn't cost you anything, right? So what you can do is your cell phones, utility bills, rent, insurance, all of those bills you can tie to that account, and when you pay those monthly bills, it gives you credit.
No, what if they're late? Will they go against you?
Yeah, so it's gonna be just like anything else, but most places won't give you credit for paying monthly bills.
Right.
Like your car, your mortgage, you get credit for. Nobody gives you credit for paying rent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A cell phone bill, things like that. So if you go on Experian, sign up for an account there, and then sign up for the Experian Boost, which is the extra piece. Make sure you sign up for the Boost, and then you can put in the different things that you pay, and it'll give you credit. Like it'll help you build your credit by doing it. Now, if you don't want to do that or you don't have the time to do it personally, there is a creativecreditsolutions.net. You can go on there and they do free consultations. But everything that I'm telling you is something that you can just take the time out. And this is one of the most important things that in our lives, whether you realize it or not. Because this is going to put you, your kids, your family in a better situation. So if you don't have time for this, it's not a whole lot in this world that you really going to have time for it, right? Just carve the time out, even if it's just an hour or so a day, you know what I'm saying, a few hours a week. Make sure you make time to do these steps that I'm talking about today, right? If you choose to do this yourself, right? So you pulled your credit report. The next step after that is dispute anything that's on your credit, right? So when you pull that report, a lot of people will tell you like they don't agree with this step, but for me, if you go and dispute everything that's on your credit report, those creditors that you went through have a certain amount of time to reply. If they don't reply, that stuff comes off of your credit report, and this is a free step. So if they do reply and they say you owe this money, you knew you owed the money already, so it's not really that big of a deal. But if they don't reply, it's some stuff that you could have owed that now you don't owe. So now it's off your credit, and it's going to help your credit score go up.
And just make sure you have a record of it, because phone conversation might not be enough. One thing I had to do is send a what's it called? Registered letter.
Yeah, the registered certified letter.
Certified letter. I sent that. That way you have a record of when you sent it. And that, was it like 2 months or 2 weeks?
Yeah, 14 days.
If they don't respond, and now you have proof that you reached out.
And a lot of these places are gonna be so busy and there's so many accounts that they're not gonna respond.
Especially if it's living.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing too about doing it this way is that if I send it in, so the credit bureaus, the information that they have has to be accurate. If I owe you money, but you say I opened the account on April 8th, but I opened the account April 15th, that's inaccurate information.
Right. It
comes off my account because you don't have the accurate information. Right? If you say that I owe $38,000, but I really owe $27,000, that's inaccurate information. It has to come off my account. So that's why I say take this step and go ahead, no matter what it is, anything negative, dispute it, because it doesn't cost you a dime to do it, and you can help build your credit and get this stuff off your report.
And you can negotiate a lesser payoff.
Yeah. So and then if you actually paying anything toward it, once you make an agreement and you paying toward it, whether it's, if you agree to $1, it doesn't get reported as a negative on your credit. Like it shows that you're paying it.
As long as you keep
it's not reported to the credit bureau. So make sure if you agree to pay something, you keep paying it, right? So the next thing after you do that, to help build your credit score, the next thing you can do is look into trade lines. And what trade lines are used for, they're using an algorithm to come up with the 3-digit score that you have. So what your credit score will be, whether that's 400, 500, all the way up to 850, right? So when you go in and look at the trade lines, it's 3 major things I'm gonna talk about today. But like I said, if you got any questions or whatever, just reach out to us and we'll follow up on it and go further. The first thing, as far as the trade lines go, you want to look at new credit cards, right? That's one option that you have to open up a new trade line. So you can go and apply for a credit card at any of the major credit card companies or any credit card company you like. just make sure you're paying very close attention to annual fees and things of that nature, because you'll end up paying more money by doing it, right? So you don't want to end up paying a bunch of annual fees. You don't want a high interest rate to where you're paying back way more money than what you're getting, right, or what you have access to. So make sure, for the new credit cards, that's an option. You can go get a secure credit card by spending $500, $1,000, and they give you credit for that amount. So that way you don't have to worry about what your credit score is. If you spent money, they're giving you that amount of credit. You can utilize it that way. What I would do in a situation like that, if I got a $500 credit limit, I would go to the gas station, use the credit card to pay for my gas immediately, because you're gonna have to pay for the gas either way. So I would immediately go back, pay that off on my card. That shows that you utilize the card, but also keeps your payments down. You already paid for it. You don't have to pay interest each month. It's already off your card. So I would use it in that way. Just go to the small things. Go to the gas station, get your gas, pay it off immediately. That way you don't have to worry about it. The second thing you can do, and most banks or credit unions will allow you to come in. They all have this type of programs in there. Is where you can go and get a secure savings loan. So with a secure savings loan, what happens is it's kind of the same as a secure credit card. The difference is I can go to the bank and give them $1,000 or $1,500 and say, I want to get a secure savings loan. Because you brought the money in, they don't care what your credit is.
Right.
So they're going to give you a loan for the $1,500 that you just brought in there. You could then turn and take that same $1,500 and go to another institution, financial institution, and do the same thing. You can do this 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And what it does is it's an installment loan versus a recurring loan. So an installment loan is like your car payment. It's a set amount of money and you pay it each month, right? A recurring loan is like a credit card to where depending on what you spend, you have to pay that amount of money.
Right.
So doing an installment loan that way, it's going to help you build your credit because you're paying a monthly fee. You pay it every month. And like I said, you can do this at 2, 3, 4, 5 different institutions and help build your credit up. So that's important too, to just look into that. Credit unions, banks in your area, look into ways that you can get installment loans like that or secure loan and help build your credit.
And if you're not good at keeping up with the dates and paying on time because you forget, do what I do, have it taken out of an account and have automatically taken out every month. That way, all my stuff's automatic. That way, because I'll forget.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. You know what's coming out. You know what's being paid. Just make sure the money's in there. Make sure the money's in the account to
take
pay.
that loan money, stick it right back in there.
Right back in the account.
Don't even spend it.
You paying your loan off with the money that you already had, so you don't have to worry about it. The other thing is some people call it getting a credit sponsor, and essentially what that would be is if bro was looking to go and he's trying to build his credit, and he don't really have the avenues that we talked about, right? I don't have the $1,000 or $1,500 that I need to go to the bank and get a secure loan. I don't have $500 to get a secure credit card, and those credit card companies approve me for a credit card, right? He could reach out to me and say, hey, or his mom or whoever, somebody in his network, his circle, and say, hey, can you make me an authorized user on your credit card? Okay, by doing that, what ends up happening, and this is very important to pay attention to, if I make someone an authorized user on my card, I don't have to then give access to the actual card. The card is going to be shipped to me. I take the card, cut the card up, throw it away, right? Now, there's no harm that he can do with that card. He can't go scan, he can't go use this card to buy anything, he can't do anything with it. Now, just understand, if you do give the person that card, and they go run up any charges on that card, you as the card holder are responsible for that, not the person that came up with those charges. So if they accrue the charges, but you own the card and you're the primary card holder, that's your responsibility to make sure that everything's paid. Now, whether y'all want to dispute that in court or whatever the case, that's different. But my advice would be, the card comes to you, cut the card up, get rid of it. Don't you let them utilize the card. That way you never have to go through this and have to worry about those charges. But what ends up happening in that situation is, if you do this and you get multiple people to make you authorized users on cards, or one person has multiple cards and you make them an authorized user on those cards, your credit score is going to go about 100+ points in the next 90 days, right? So that's very important to make sure that, like, if you got somebody in your network that can do that for you, whether it's a parent, aunt, uncle, grandparent, friend, whatever, that's going to be the quickest and easiest way and the cheapest way to get your credit score, is just have someone make you an authorized user. If you don't have those people in your network, you can go to TradeLineSupply.com. There's a bunch of people that have accounts that are validated accounts that are on there. You can go and actually pay for those accounts. They range from different things from 15, 20-year payment history, which is very important. You want to look at payment history. It's one of the biggest things, and I'll go over 5 keys here in a minute as far as the things to look for and what the credit companies look at, but also the credit limit. So you got people on there with $25,000, $50,000 credit limits that you can pay for access to. Now, again, this goes back to you paying for these accounts versus having somebody around you that can just say, you know what, I'm gonna try to help you get your credit together. Let's make you authorized user and get you boosted to this level. For those of you out there with children, I know a lot of people, graduations coming up, this summer. A lot of people want to make sure that they have these graduation parties for their kids, and everybody's giving $100 here and there and cards and doing these different things. The biggest thing you can do for your child at graduation is make them an authorized user on a credit card, and that's going to put your teenager from having not a credit score at all, or what looks to be as bad credit, to 700, 750 credit score.
And that's going to give them your credit history.
It's going to give them the credit history that you have, or whoever's credit card that you make them an authorized user on. It's going to look like this 18-year-old has been paying bills for 10 years on their credit, and it's going to put them in a spot to where when they go to college, or they can move on into the workforce, and they decide they want to go buy a vehicle once they get established and put some money in the bank or whatever the case may be. They don't need a cosigner. They don't need anything. They can walk on the lot with a 750 credit score and say, that's what I want. They got the means to pay for it, and they can drive off the lot. You know what I'm saying? And the interest rate's going to be low. It shows that they pay their bills on time. They got a little bit of money saved up in their account, and it works out perfectly. And I know this personally. I know this to be 100% true. My nephew will be graduating from Alabama State this coming summer. That's exactly what happened in his situation coming out of high school. As an 18, 19-year-old kid, 750 credit score. So, again, I'm telling you everything that I know for sure that's worked for me, worked for people around me.
Mm-hmm. So my son's an authorized user on my card.
So just understand that the stuff that we telling you does work. Just make sure that, if you do have any questions at all, that's what we're here for. So ask those questions and we'll get back to you in the comments. Another thing that I want to mention is debt consolidation. So with debt consolidation for y'all, we talked about school. So if you got student loans, things of that nature, you can take those student loans, consolidate those into one debt. And what that does, say you have 4 different loans. If I consolidate those 4 loans into one, now this is a new debt. Those 4 go away. So because they went away, they're closed accounts. It boosts my credit score. Now I only have this one account, and I can just pay one account versus paying 4. That's going to boost your credit score by about 50 points just by doing that. So just debt consolidate, and it goes for anything. If you have multiple bills out there and you can consolidate those into one, it's going to close those accounts. You're going to put it all into one account. You pay that one account, make sure it's being paid on time. Everything's good, your credit score jumps up.
And also a nice little hack for those people who already got credit cards. Just say you can only afford your minimum payment every month. Say it's $50. Instead of paying $50 every month, pay $25 twice.
Yep.
So making a double payment will boost your credit score too. Yep. That's a quick little hack, and you don't have to spend more money. Just do that.
You spend the same amount of money, and you're never behind on your payment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very good point. And then, like I said, we got 5 key impact factors as far as credit goes. Just run through those real quick, and we get out of y'all's way. The number one thing is your payment history. This is what the bureaus look at. If this was a pie chart, I'm breaking it down to you in percentages so you understand what's most important to the credit company, but they all have equal value at the end of the day. Because if one of them's bad, it's all bad, right? But your payment history, you're looking at a 35% impact as far as your credit goes. Amounts owed, you're looking at 30% of your total credit score. Length of credit history, again, you're talking about your payment history and then how long you've had the credit, right? So that's 15%. Your credit mix, so depending on whether you have, like we talked about earlier, secure loans, installment loans, different things. So that's going to be 10%, and then new credit is going to be 10%. So you can sit there and have stuff set and build up over the years, and that's fine. But as long as you have some new stuff rolling in, it's going to continue to boost your credit score.
So explain the credit mix. What is the ideal mix?
So for me, like I said, I'm looking more at, and this is just me personally, like someone else may tell you something different, but I want the most bang for my buck, right? If I can open up an account and have a secure loan and an installment loan, versus a recurring loan, they're both different types of trade lines, right? They're both going to show on my credit report. But if I can open up an installment loan and pay this every month and it's a set amount versus you open up a recurring loan that I got to pay different amounts and it's kind of all over the place, I would rather go that route than go this route, right? I would rather something be like a car payment, this set amount car payment, than a credit card payment that this month I really want something, I'm going to go out and spend more money. Or at Christmas, I'm going to buy more stuff on this credit card and now I got to pay more money. Right. I want something that's set, right? So I look at it from that standpoint, just whatever works for you though. For me, it's more installment loans than it would be anything else. And then you get to a point to where the last thing I want to throw out there, and I tell people all the time when we have these conversations about their credit, most people, they only use their credit for either buying vehicles or buying homes. Then after that, what do you do with your credit? This is also an opportunity for you to go and sell your credit, and now it's a residual income. Just like I told you about the Trade Line Supply Company. If you go on TradeLineSupply.com, there's people on there that are selling you access to be an authorized user on their card. So in turn, as my brother, I'm helping you by saying, okay, I'm gonna make you authorized user on this card, and that's gonna help you going forward. But I could then, in turn, with other people say, hey, listen, I'm gonna give you access to this card, but you don't have to pay me $100. You have to pay me $250. But it's gonna boost your credit score by 100 points over the next 90 days. Now you've turned it into somewhat of a business, because right, you got income coming in off of something that otherwise would just be sitting there.
Well, they could just go register on Trade Line and just do it like that.
They can do it that way, or you got somebody that you know, like living, breathing person that's right here, and say, I know that you got this card and you got good payment history on the card, you got a good credit line on the card. I'm gonna pay you $250 versus paying Johnny Credit Man $500, $1,000, $1,500.
It's a win-win.
So everybody wins in that situation, but taking these steps will get your credit score to a place where you want it and where you need it to be. So I just wanted to make sure we spent the time to put that out there. We do talk about the entertainment piece and everything else, but we also are trying to help our community and build our community and the people around us. If everybody is able to access all of these different things and, you know, buy homes and do different things like that, it just makes the community better. So just, if you have any questions about any of this, just comment or let us know and we'll get back to you on it.
Yeah, that's good shit.
Yeah, we all need it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's very important to establish yourself.
So, like I said, I know for a fact that it worked because I done been there. My wife doubted it. I told her about the authorized user. She's like, that don't work. I was like, all right, well, we'll just do it. You make me authorized user on your card and we'll see what happened. The following month, my credit score went up 30 points. You know, so it's a real thing. It works. So just make sure y'all utilize it, man. Like I said, pretty much for everything I told you outside a couple items, it's free. So why not do it? You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't work, then it didn't cost you a dime. But, you know, utilize the things, the tools that are out there. And like I said, there is another resource out there. If you want to have a consultation, you can go to the site and check with them and do the free consultation, and they'll help walk you through it. But do not, by all means, do not go and pay someone for credit repair. Like, that's not what you want to do. You can do all of this stuff on your own without paying somebody to do it. So that's just a little gem we want to leave y'all with, man, before we get out of here. So with that being said, man, make sure y'all go out there, check your credit reports, get everything to where you need it to be. I know tax time coming. If you're going to use your money, you're going to burn up your money on something, do something like this, it's going to have an impact on the rest of your life, not just spend it on something crazy. All right, so this is where we at, man. Like I said, go out there, do what you got to do as far as the credit goes. We appreciate y'all tuning in for another episode of The Fly Show with your boy Giovanni McFly.
Your boy Showtime.
We check up with you next time, man. Love.
Yes, sir.